Hey, welcome back. So we've got our VPS running on DigitalOcean. Now it's time to make it secure and optimize it so it's ready to install OpenClaw. So let's get into it. The first thing we need to do is secure it. So come to this lesson, scroll down, and we're going to start by creating our SSH key, which basically means it's like a password that allows our computer to connect to our server and authenticate itself in a secure way so that only we can access it and nobody else can. So to do that, what we're going to do is open up our terminal. On Mac, just push Command Space, go Terminal, type it in and push Enter and it'll open up. On Windows, just open the command prompt. And then the first thing we're going to do is just copy this and we'll paste it straight into our terminal and push Enter. And it's going to just give us some notes here. We'll just push Enter here. I already have one from before, but you might not have this message if you haven't done it before. I'm just going to overwrite mine so that you can see the full flow. So I'll go yes. And then it's going to ask for a passphrase. We're not going to add one because it's not necessary. So we'll just push Enter again. And now our pass key, our SSH key has been created. So what we need to do next is load it into the SSH agent so that it can be used. So we'll just copy this. And then we will just paste this into here. Push Command V, Enter. And that's been added. So next up, we're going to scroll to step 3. And we need to copy our public key so that we can put it on the server. So what you're going to do is just add this, copy it, go back to your terminal, paste it in, and it's going to give you this public key right here. So just leave that like that for now. I'm just going to leave this open. And then what we're going to do is scroll down to step 4, and we're going to open a new terminal. So Command Space Terminal, you have to come up here and go New Window. I'm going to open a new one. Doesn't matter which one you use. And for this one, I'm going to log into our server. So let's grab just this part, SSH root at, and we will paste that into that new one we just opened, like this. Don't push Enter yet. I'm just going to minimize this one. Come to your DigitalOcean droplet dashboard. You'll see this IPv4. This is your address you need to log in with, your IP address. Click it to copy it. Go back to that terminal. And then after the @ symbol, just paste it in and push Enter. And since this is the first time that you're going to be logging into this IP address, it's going to give you a warning to check that you actually want to do it. So we're just going to type yes, push Enter. And then we saved a password. Remember in the previous lesson when we set up our DigitalOcean droplet. So what you need to do now is actually go and grab that password. If you forgot it or didn't save it, you'll have to go to here, Access, scroll down and go Reset Root Password. That will send you an email with a temporary password. And then when you use that to log in, you'll have to, it'll ask you to immediately change it to a new password. And then you'll be able to follow the steps as normal. But I still have my password saved, so I'm going to go grab that from my browser password manager. So let's find that. 1 minute. I'm just going to log in there. And I found it, so I've grabbed my password. I'm going to paste it in. And you won't see any like indication that it's been pasted. That's how it's supposed to be. Push Enter. And then if all is good, you will see this welcome to Ubuntu and this information, and you should see root at whatever you named your droplet. So I named mine Claw Scalers up here. So that's what this is called here, and it basically right now we're logged into our server with this window. This other terminal window that we had before is still just logged into this is just our local computer. So we're going to keep this one just so that we can kind of keep those two places separate so we don't have to go back and forth. And we can make sure that we always have this one open because we're going to be doing some things that will make it so we can't log in with this root again later on. So let's just leave that open for now. So we're inside of our droplet here in step 4. So we've already done this one. We saw this message. We're going to go down to step 5, which is to put that public key onto our server. So we're going to go in here and we're going to create this directory and create this file called authorized keys. So let's paste that in, push enter, and that opens this. It's called Nano. It's basically like a text editor. So what we're going to do, you've got this open, grab that other terminal and then grab this key that we generated just here. So just select that whole thing. Go Command C. And then up here, just go Command V. And you'll see it just shows the end. But if you like move the cursor back a bit, you'll see the full thing is there. All right, that's done. Now to save this file, we're going to push Control O. That's to write the file, and you'll see this little message here comes up. Push Enter to say yes, we want to save it as this name. Okay, that's saved. And now push Control X, and that'll exit out of that editor. Okay, we're done there. So what we're going to do next is go to this part, step 6, create a normal user. Now the reason we want to do this is because the root user, which we're currently logged in as, on this part, is like a primary attack target for bots that are like browsing the internet, looking for targets to attack, and they will just start brute forcing and trying to break into this root user account. So what we want to do is create a new user and then turn this off so that it can't be accessed. And that's why we want to keep this window open that's logged into the root. So let's create our new user. We're going to click on add. Let's just do this one to start with. And we'll paste it in to our VPS terminal. Just going to minimize this for the minute. Push Control V and paste it in. So add user, remove this and type in your username. I'll just call mine Ed and go enter. And now we've created that. Now it's going to ask for a password. So this password we're going to need for certain things. So let's make sure when you create this password, you actually store it into your password manager in your browser or somewhere. That's what I typically do. So I'm going to go to my password manager. If you want to generate a secure password, you want to go to a password generator site. You can go to something like this one, which I'll show in a second. This one, LastPass. So just Google it or just copy that. This just is a password generator. So just click here and then copy the password. And I'm just going to take it off screen and copy my own password. And then once you've copied that, put that straight into your password manager on your browser. I usually just save it to like a DigitalOcean URL. Okay, so my password's all saved. I'm pasting it in here, pushing enter. Again, it won't show you. You just paste it and push enter again. Okay, then it's going to ask you for some details. It's up to you if you want to fill these in. It's not necessary. I'm just going to push enter through them all. Okay, and then put a Y in there for yes. And now our new user has been created. So what we need to do now is give it permissions called sudo, which basically gives it like root level permissions. So we're going to grab that and we're going to push Command V into there, push it, and we're going to put our username in here, which mine was Ed. Go enter, and it won't show anything. But it's done. And the way we can check that is to let's leave this open and open another new window. So let's open this window. And what we're going to do now is go SSH. You can just copy this if you want, but I'm just going to type it. Your username that you just created, ed at, and then we need our droplet IPv4 address. Copy that. Open this up again. Command V, and then push enter. And there it's asking us for that password that we just created. So I'm going to go grab that. Push enter. Command V, sorry, and then enter. And now you can see we're logged in as this user that we just created. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is check our permissions. So let's grab this sudo-l and paste that in and push enter. And let's do that password again. You basically need this password whenever we're doing these sudo commands. You just paste that in, push enter, and now it's telling us that user ed may run the following commands on clause scalars, all, so that's good, we have full access. So now what we need to do is give this user, I'm going to just minimize the root one, we might need it later, so let's, now basically we want all those keys that we created before, we want to add them to this user so this user can easily log in to the server as well. So now we need to go back to that root one. This one here, root at clause scalars. So let's copy this. I'm just going to minimize the ed one so that we're in the root at clause scalars. Push Command V. Oops, I did that wrong, sorry. Go back here, change this username to your username. Like that. Okay, push enter. And again for this one. Now we need to go to make this your username. Enter. Okay, now this one. And make all of these your username. So I'll just start it right at the beginning here. Ed. Ed. And this one as well. Ed, push enter. And then these ones. I'll just do them one at a time to make changing the name easier. You could also just copy all these, put them in ChatGPT or something and tell it to change all the usernames to it or to your name. Ed. And the last one, this one. Enter. Okay, so now let's test that it's actually working. Let's copy both of these. Okay, paste that in. Now we need to change the username here also. Oops. And this one. Yeah. Push enter. Okay, so it's showing us Let's have a look. Showing us a public key and our directory and everything. Okay, so that's all good. Okay, so we're back. I just had to restart my root VPS terminal, but it's the same as we were just on. So I just scroll down here. We've done all this stuff. Now we're going to just set up this passwordless sudo setup. This is just so we don't have to always enter our password when we're trying to do our root commands. So I'm copying that, I'm pasting it in to our root, and we need to change the username here to whatever your username is. So I'm just going to type ed and push enter. It's going to open up this. Now I've already got this here because I did it earlier, but you will have nothing here. So what you're going to do is just come down here, go Command C on this one, and then what I'll do, I'll just go Command Control K just to delete that, and then you'll come in, you'll go Command V, and you'll just come in here and change the username to your username. Okay, then you'll go Control O to write out again, push enter, then Control X to exit out of there. Okay, so we've got that, and now we'll just test. So what we're going to do, I'll just open up a new terminal, and I'm going to do log in with my new user, go SSH, username at your IP address, paste it in, and we should log in now with 0 passwords. Awesome. So we're up to here. And now let's try this one. So if we did the previous step correctly, this should have no password either. Sudo-L and perfect. You see it didn't ask us for a password, and it shows us that we have all the permissions and we don't need password. Okay, so if it didn't work, you can try logging in and out again, and then trying again. But let's go down. We're at step 8 now. Okay, so we already just tested that it works. So let's just exit again, exit. And just for the sake of it, let's just try again. And we're in. So step 8, we can log in without a password perfectly. So now what we need to do is actually disable password login to our server altogether. And that's to prevent these brute force attacks. So on the droplet, so let's just go exit, and we'll go, you can just push up on your terminal and it'll go through past commands. So I'm just pushing up in an empty line, and then it shows like my past commands. So here's my root one. I'm just going to push into here and log in as root. And then what we're going to do is just copy and paste again. There we go, 1. And what we need to do here is update these couple of things. So we'll scroll down. We will find password authentication right here. We're going to uncomment it by deleting the hash. We're going to go down to here and change this to no. And then you can see we need to do this one, pub key authentication. That's just up a bit. Let's go up here, right here. And basically we just want to uncomment it by deleting the hash. Okay, that's done. So now go Control O, push enter. Now we've saved it. Push Control X, and we're out of there. So that's done. So now on DigitalOcean, there's actually another file that kind of overrides this one that we need to change to really turn off this password. So we're going to just go Command C, and we're going to go Command V here, push enter, and we're going to change this to no. And do again, Control O, enter, Control X, and that's done. Okay, so we've done all of these. We've done this one. Now we're going to restart our SSH so the changes can take effect. So let's do that. Paste that in, push enter. Okay, now step 10, we're just about done. We're going to disable root login altogether because that's the most dangerous way that bots can attack us. So what we're going to do is grab this one, Command C, paste it in here, Command V, push enter, and we're back in that same config file. So we're going to go down, we're going to find where it says permit root login right here, and it says yes. We're going to change it to no. Okay, again, we're going to go Control O, push enter, push Control X, and that's done. And we're going to restart again. Again, you can just push up to go back, but I'll just paste that in. Okay, restart. Right, final tests, and we are done. So we're going to try and log in with a password. So let's leave this one open as it is, and let's open a new window. And now we're going to go Command V to paste, and we're going to change our username to your username. Then come here, grab your IP address, and paste, delete this, your IP, and paste it in like that, and push enter, and permission denied. That's exactly what we were looking for. And final test is try to log in as your root again. So you can copy that or just do the up key like I have here. So SSH root with the IP address, push enter. And we have permission denied again, which means it's successfully turned off. So now that our VPS is secure like that, how do we actually log into it? Let's delete that, we don't need it now. We need to just use our username. So we already set that up. So we're going to go SSH ed at IP address. So you'll be using this whenever you want to log in, like that. And it logs us straight in. And then admin commands will be like this. Let's just try it out. Sudo -l gives us that, so it's working. And then basically we're good. We're on to the next module. We've got a couple of final things done, and then we're ready to install OpenCore and get into the fun stuff.